Rebecca Sugar's here.
Hi.
Hi, what's up?
Oh, gosh, just been hanging out, listening to the show.
Are you having a good time?
Mm-hmm.
You, true or false, created the show Steven Universe.
That's true.
That's true. Hey, throw the air on. Could you put the air on, please? Throw the air on. Yes. So you did. That's true. Okay, you gotta say yes.
Yes.
On the radio.
Oh, right, yes.
Head nods.
Can't be seen.
Don't get it. They don't get the job done. You can't go. So, the show's on Cartoon Network.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves it.
Oh, thanks.
Right? It's super popular.
It's because you're so great in it.
No, I'm not. I'm just, like, if I'm a part of the Sunday that is that, I'm like, what would I be? Wet walnuts? Right? At best, I'd be wet walnuts on that Steven Universe Sunday. Right? Not whipped cream.
No, you're very important.
No. Look. The ice cream of the thing is the Steven and the gems. That's all the ice cream. I'm like I'm like wet walnuts. It's like, oh, that's nice. Oh,
Maybe.
good, there's wet walnuts on this. Not, where are the wet walnuts? This is not a Sunday.
Maybe like the fudge.
I'm the fudge. Oh, that?
It's crucial. It changes everything.
I'll be the fudge. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. You're the fudge. That actually makes me feel so good that I'm the fudge. Mike, who's the fudge? What's that? You're the fudge, man. Get that kid Liam writing a song, I Am the Fudge. Wasn't that kid amazing?
Yes, I was very impressed.
Did you like his song?
I loved his song.
What was it? How did it go again? It was so stuck in my head. Like, if you want to pick your nose.
Yeah, the I think, it's like vocables. Very,
Yeah.
very cool.
And then at the end, he's like, if you want to pick it. Like, he's like, you could almost picture him on stage. Like, he felt the moment. And when he said that his invisible friend Bobby Joe's toilet car had 50 gazillion wheels, but then he said it would only go 1 mile an hour, is maybe the funniest thing I've ever heard. That he knew that just like, you think he's just like, look, this kid's saying the thing's got 50 gazillion wheels on it. He's going to think this thing, and he's just like, man, 1 mile an hour. It's super slow. So Steven Universe. Cartoon Network's Steven Universe. Well, let's go back. Let's go. First of all, Mike, who's good here? And I want you to tell me if these people have Steven Universe related stuff. All right? Okay. Yeah. Try to get that. And let me also say this. Last week we did the Podcast Hall of Fame. And you could go to podcasthalloffameusa.com. I think that's what it is. And look at all the nominees. Mike got inducted with he is inducted into the Hall of Fame now. He won the Phil Spector Producer Award. And he has this thing, apmike.bandcamp.com, where you can get all the garbage he sells. And he has, for a limited time only, he's selling special. He has these headshots he sells for $10 a pop, where he'll sign them, and you have one.
I do. Penn got me one.
Penn Ward from Adventure Time, who came here a couple months ago, he got one. He ordered a bunch of them. Yes. I think he might be Mike's single best customer.
Yes, it was a gift from him. I treasure it.
Is that true, Mike? Yeah. Penn is like he's like in the like if you were running a casino, he'd be like the guy you make sure, just like, would you like a room tonight, sir? Would you like, we can bring some shrimp over to the craps table, sir. What would you like? So he ordered a whole bunch of headshots from Mike. But Mike is now doing this thing in commemoration of his Hall of Fame induction. He's signing headshots in gold, Sharpie, and you're also putting Podcast Hall of Fame 2017 underneath the signature, and those are double. Those are $20 for the holiday season, limited edition until Mike's Sharpie runs out. That's it. So you can get a special. And here's the thing: how many did you sell this past week? 5. So this guy, he pulled a cool $100. So he's walking around Bayonne flashing $100 now, probably showing everybody. He's probably going to there's a quick check in Bayonne that's solar powered. He's probably in the parking lot of the quick check. Yeah, I got this. I signed my name 5 times. Got $100. Can you say that? You know what we should set Mike up is at like a convention.
Oh.
Right?
Do a signing live.
Yeah. Like, what if we do like a best show? Oh, that would be I can't do that. I'm already pulling that one off the table. To like be like some sort of signing. I have to sit at a table and be like with Mike and Dudio and Pat and probably Avalanche Bob will be in the corner of like some place by the airport, like some like autograph. The thing is, like, the joke wouldn't work. Nobody's coming out for that. It'd be like, where's the guy from Battlestar Galactica? They'll be like to Mike. They'll be like, hey, weren't you on Quantum Leap? No, I'm on the best show. Yeah, all right, thanks. I don't know what that is. So, look, that was the scene.
How about Thursday when I do my signing? It's just all Mike's headshots. I'll just.
Oh my God!
You mean get Mike in on Mike
Comic-Con?
Yeah, on my Comic-Con.
No, that I'm going to say that won't happen. I'm going to say someone will intervene, and if no one intervenes, I will intervene to prevent that from happening. Because what are you going to buy him wholesale from Mike? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll do him $9. $9 a headshot. That's the wholesale price. No. Because you're here for New York Comic Con, Rebecca. You're in town.
Yes.
Which is such a fun spectacle at the Jacob Javits Center.
Yes, I remember when it was a lot smaller. It's gotten huge.
Yes. It's crazy how big these things are. And it's like, I don't know. I get so overwhelmed. Do you find yourself getting overwhelmed? I think I'm getting overwhelmed now as my, like I went to something a couple weeks ago. I'm not going to say what it was. I went in the thing. I'm in the lobby. Suddenly I started feeling like I got to get out of here. And I just went home. It was like a party type premiere thing. I couldn't handle it. I ran. I felt overwhelmed. Do you ever feel like that? Like that kind of like crowds do that to you? Because I think it's starting to happen for me now.
Oh, absolutely. I remember one of my first San Diego Comic-Cons I went to when I went as a fan. It was the year when the air conditioning broke. And it was, I don't know if it was related to the fact that I think there were like a couple tens of thousands of people over capacity also.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of
sweaty, Boba Fett's out there, right?
Everyone is wonderful. It's just when there's many people trying to go in one place, you'll get stuck together.
Everybody is wonderful. I'm just saying, if there's no air conditioning, it certainly doesn't help that you're in a Boba Fett costume. It's just like you're making it. It's harder to stay cool when you're dressed.
Yes.
Wearing a cape.
Yes.
And like a giant helmet on your head. Look. It's over 35 degrees. I start sweating. I can't. I did this thing, this WTF, the Mark Maron thing, and it was live at the place in New York, the Bell House, and they're like, "The air conditioning broke. We don't know what we're gonna do." I'm like, "This is the greatest thing that ever happened to me that the air conditioning broke." Because now I was sweating but everybody else was sweating too. So I'm just like, boy, we're all sweating because the air conditioning broke, huh, guys? But meanwhile, if they had the air conditioning set to 55, I'd still just be like, oh boy, it's a little stuffy in here, isn't it? Oh boy, it's starting to get a little... And I'm not nervous. What is that? My body betrays me. I don't know. I can see a doctor. I know Adam Carolla got this sweatband cut. He got it like detached on his forehead. Oh. Doesn't that seem dangerous though? You're supposed to sweat.
Yeah, that's true. It's very natural.
Yes, that you're not sweating now. Well, look, enough about me and my sweat brow. I'm gonna have you here finally in the studio, and then you're sitting watching me talk all about me getting my sweat gland cut off the top of my forehead.
Oh, but this is my dream come true. I've always wanted to be here while you're doing the best show.
But this is your dream come true. Mm-hmm. You need to realize dreams. Dreams are not things that are just probably going to happen at some point. Like a dream can be bigger than, look, I'll say this. You have your show, Steven Universe. Maybe now you just have to start filling out the other dreams that you, like, it's almost like on the checklist. It's like, all right, created my own show that everybody loves. And it's like, what else is left on this thing? Best show live. All right, let's put that on we're going to check that one off at some point. No, so you, Rebecca, mm-hmm. You grew up in Maryland, right? Maryland.
Mm-hmm. Silver Spring, Maryland. And you started drawing.
Yes. You were always a drawer?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I always loved to draw.
Do you remember where you were tracing things? Do you remember,
Oh, I traced some Bugs Bunnies in the past.
And what's the first one where you were just like, I can draw, watch this thing I draw freehand?
Oh, I was always doing that. I think I used to draw little people dancing. Mm-hmm. I think I did something that I think a lot of kids do, like elaborate death mazes where little stick figures fall into spikes, or tanks with little sharks and that kind of thing. Big eyeballs in the sky, like lasering people and scenes like that.
For me, what I'm able to still, I can draw front view of a house, mm-hmm. plane shooting, plane flying over, shooting out of the wings. Oh no! This is what Liam would laugh at me for my drawing ability.
I'm sure it'd be good.
Cube.
Cube.
Spiral.
Cool S.
Cool S.
Yeah, you know that cool S?
I can't do that.
Oh.
No, that gives me... Now I have something to dream about doing.
How about a Tombstone Eye Dog? You know that one?
No. Oh, I know what you're talking mm-hmm. about. Yes. So, see, but this is so advanced. My drawings are literally... I think I'm still at what, like, a 8-year-old could draw. I think I'm at 8.
I don't know. I'm sure you're a lot better than you think you are.
It's okay. It's all right. I can run my mouth. We all get our things, right? Mm-hmm. We all get our things.
Did you trace?
Yeah, a little bit, and I wasn't even good at that.
What did
tracing things?
What did you trace? Because you have extensive cartoon knowledge. I like when you talk about Looney Tunes on here.
I would trace I think Marvel stuff more is what I would trace. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Did you have a favorite artist?
Looking back, I guess it would be like that kind of Jack Kirby kind of super stylized. It wasn't super. It was it seems like, in retrospect, it seems wildly stylized. But I think for him, he was making it super stylized, but he was also just he was cranking that stuff out like he was handcuffed to the drafting table.
Right.
You know what I mean? He wasn't precious about, he had work to do with that stuff.
Right.
Just the sheer volume of that stuff. So the first thing you could draw where you were just look at this, and people were like, whoa.
I think it was like little people and fairies and things like that. I was always good at characters, and my brother Stephen was always good at like ships and trains and like architectural things. It was sort of our dichotomy.
Okay, so you were good at drawing hands and like humans or beings, and he was good at buildings and shapes and
but he's
inanimate things.
He's good at people too. He can do everything, but he was really good at that, and I'm not very good at that.
Okay, so then, do you remember the point where you're just like, I'm going to do, this is what I want to do, like draw, like saying like, I'm going to go to school for this. This is what I want my life to be.
Yeah, I think I knew like early high school, but also in middle school I was starting to draw comics, and then in high school I started to get more serious about it.
Okay.
And I'd been to like animation camp, but there's a children's museum in DC, and I went to a camp there where I did some animation when I was little, and I really wanted to be an animator, but I also wanted to be a comic book artist. And the great thing about drawing comic books is that you can just start, especially if I wanted to be like an independent comic book artist, and I was going to the Small Press Expo, which was really close to me growing up.
Yes, I've driven down to that.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. I was so lucky to have that so close, and I would print zines and I would bring them there and trade with people. Some of the people I would trade with there, I'm working with now.
That's awesome. When I went there, I felt so bad. I bought like everybody's thing. I felt like such a like, you buy my thing, and I'm just like, yeah, you're working hard. All right, let me buy the thing. And like I left with like a huge bag full of everybody's things, and a lot of the stuff was really cool. But there's just a point where I was like, this will take me the rest of my life to read what I bought at this one thing, because everybody was like, there's like so many talented people, and you're just like, you want to support people being talented, but it's like I'll never read anything other than what I bought this weekend at this thing. It's hard doing things and trying to get your things noticed and all that, right?
Yeah, and that's a hard con in particular, or expo. Like I remember I had a table there once, but a lot of people come to check things out, but they won't necessarily buy anything. I never sold very many comics in general, but I definitely didn't there. But I think I would mostly go to trade. I liked to trade books with people, and I met a lot of my heroes there and a lot of my friends.
And that felt like there's like a world here that you can exist within. Like you can be a part of a thing now. It's not just, you're not just alone drawing these things in your house. There's like a larger group of people who are like-minded, maybe.
Yeah, well, and the range, I think, was so wide. That's what I thought was really lucky about growing up near SPX, is that the kinds of comics people were drawing and like the level of polish on them was so different from table to table and person to person. Some of it was Xeroxed and stapled together. Some of it was really slick. And content-wise, it was all over the place. So I knew from going there that I could really make comics about anything. And I found some really interesting stuff that I know I couldn't have found if I hadn't found it there. Like Tom Herpick's comics were a huge influence on me. Meat House stuff. Chris McD, who did the art book, the Stephen art book with me, I was reading his comics that I picked up there in these anthologies of Meat House artists.
That's
who were
awesome.
Based in New York.
And that's how that initial connection was made. And then, so then you go to school, and then, which is the RISD, right?
Oh, SVA. But
SVA.
my brother went to RISD.
What? Mike? What? You get in here. No, I'm kidding. These notes. No, your brother went to RISD. You went to SVA.
Yeah, but between the two of us.
Okay, you covered
we went to
the
both
Eastern
places.
Seaboard. So then you say, I'm moving to Los Angeles.
Well, first I was in New York for a little bit trying to get work, and I interned a bit. And then I took a test for Adventure Time, and I actually saw Penn at SPX. I had taken the test, and I hadn't heard back. And then I went to SPX because I always go to SPX, and he was there, so I was very nervous. I was like, "Oh, did you see it? Did it get to you guys?" And then a little bit later, I found out that I got the revisionist job, so I moved out to LA for that. I was really excited.
So Adventure Time's your first job.
Yes, my first job.
Right? You move across the country. That's not easy.
Actually, well, it was really hard, but the Best Show was a big comfort for me when I was moving.
Mike, you hear this?
And I always thought about, when I was in Brooklyn, I would listen to the Best Show all the time while I was working on my comics. And then when I moved, I was separated from everyone, and I was so far from home, and I would listen to it every Tuesday.
Oh, that's the nicest thing. That's even nicer than when you said I was the fudge. And when Liam said, what did he say? Call me bro or something? I can't remember.
He said that he was the dude.
That he's the dude.
But he
That's
also
right.
called you my dude.
He called me my dude. That's right. His parents right now are probably just like, oh, this kid's bouncing off the walls all night after that call. Like, how could that kid ever sleep after, like, I was on the radio and I was goofing around and I was doing everything. Like, and then he's got to go to bed. It's like, no, that kid's up. You got to get ready for tomorrow. You almost got to give him some coffee because you know he's going to just stay up. You just got to keep him awake during school tomorrow. And then he is going to sleep when he gets home. Yeah. So the Best Show helped you as you moved. And but then you're out there, Cartoon Network, Adventure Time. And where was Adventure Time at the point when you joined it?
They were still working on season 1. I was doing revisions on it. There are some scenes where...
Now, what are revisions?
Revisions. So when the board needs fixes or changes...
What's the board?
The storyboard. So the storyboard is a series
What's the storyboard?
It's a series of images.
What's an image?
It's a series of drawings that explain what's happening at each moment in the scene.
Sure. You're laying out the
Yes.
story image by image.
Image by image with the text is underneath explaining what they're saying and then also what they're doing. And then the images are above. And if there are any issues with that or if a scene is incomplete and the storyboard needs to be finalized, or if the directors need to change something, they'll make notes, but they don't necessarily have time to do it themselves, so they'll pass it to a revisionist who will basically be told, this drawing doesn't work because of XYZ, so make it like this, and then it will work, which was great. I learned so much because I was basically being handed piles of drawings that didn't work and being told how to make them work.
Yes.
And so I learned a lot about the technical side of boarding from doing that job. And also I got to listen to a lot of radio because it was a lot of drawing. Some of it was almost like paper dolls where someone would just be on the wrong clothes and I would be putting the right clothes on them or taking a hat off someone. Or
Sure.
A lot of it was also you need to know exactly what everyone's fingers are doing. And if someone has sort of sketched in a hand, someone needs to go in there and draw every finger on that hand.
Yeah, because it's the stuff that people are, when they're thinking big picture, like we're powering through this and we need to break this story so that everybody can do what they're going to do and all the things and record the voices and everybody can have they can go work. Yeah. But then somebody's got to do the detail on the thing.
Someone has to make it work. I remember because that was a lot of drawing, and I would go through your archives even when it wasn't Tuesday. I would just listen to older ones. Like there was 10 years.
No, there's way too many of them. Look, we've done thousands of hours of this show at this point.
Yeah, which was great. And
look. And then, somewhere, you said, someday, when I have my own show, that dummy talking on the radio, I'm going to throw him some work and bring him on the team of my show. And then I remember you wrote me, because look, I get emails. Everybody's super nice. This is one of the things with this show. One of the many things. One of the many things with this show. The listeners are it's good people listen to this show. The things that some of these other shows have to go through, I don't even know what they're talking about. Overall, it's a fantastic set of people listening to this show. And everybody's nice and polite and respectful. But then but people will write sometimes and they'll be like, hey, you want to do this thing and do that thing? And it's just like I just can't do everything. And I'm not saying I'm like it's not like they're writing to like Matthew McConaughey or something where I'm actually I'm just like this but I'm just saying it's just like you get people ask you to do things and you can't do everything. But then I got an email and you wrote, hey, I'm going to do a cartoon in a year, or not in a year. You wrote, I'm working on a thing. Would you ever want to do a voice on a thing? And I wrote back like, yeah, sure. Just figuring, good luck with that cartoon of yours, and let me know when that, because people write with ideas in the very early stages of things, and most ideas don't run the gauntlet to where they become reality. Mm-hmm. So, people ask things. I'm just like, sure, you let me know when it's ready. We'll talk about it. Mm-hmm. And then like a year later, you're like, yeah, it's ready. And I was like, wait, it is? And then I'm just like, oh no, oh boy, suddenly I'm just like, yeah, so it's one of the most flattering things ever. And then you're just this part in this Steven universe to get to be Greg on the thing. It's the greatest thing. It's the most flattering thing. Even more flattering than being called the Fudge was you giving me this part on the show.
Yeah, I'd been hoping, even when I was boarding on Adventure Time, I was hoping I could get to write something for you. Which is probably why I wrote you so early. I had 2 dream casts, and mm-hmm. one was you and the other was Susan Egan. Mm-hmm. So now you're together. It's the ultimate.
Oh, that's awesome. See, it actually happened.
Yeah.
Now, who do you picture? Look, I'm not saying do something for Mike. It's actually the opposite of what I'm saying. But if you were writing a thing for Mike on the show, what would he play? Like a slug?
Mike.
A slug, a talking garbage can? Right? What would he play?
We're not really that sort of cartoon, I suppose. Talking garbage can, necessarily.
What would he play? A janitor? Right?
Mike.
A guy selling reverse mortgages? Ripping off the people of Beach City? Selling faulty reverse mortgages? Right? A guy who does like spoofing of phone numbers, so it seems like you're getting a call from a local number. But meanwhile, he's in one of those offices that are just desks across the country.
Does Mike sing? Mike, do you sing?
Oh, I've been to karaoke with him.
Yeah?
Yeah. You should see what he's saying. He picks you think you were going, you think you were at karaoke with the Addams Family with the songs this guy picks. He picked,
Is it the song from the Addams Family?
No, I wish. He did, the John Lennon song Mother, which is one of the saddest songs ever. Uh-huh. Then he does Bruce Springsteen, Streets of Philadelphia from the movie Philadelphia, one of the saddest songs ever. Uh-huh. Then he does this song by Nazareth called Hair of the Dog. Mm. And it's like a rockin' song. And it's like, I'm sure I have it on here. Hey, do I not have Nazareth on my... How do I not have Nazareth? Mike, get me some Nazareth for my... No, it's this song where it's like... Boom, 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 now. It's like, now y'all messing with the son of a bitch. And then Mike sings it like... He starts singing it like... He was like somebody was like throwing garbage on his lawn. He was like, now you're messing with son of a bitch! Like he's like coming out and, or like he hit his thumb with a hammer. Like he was like fixing, like he's trying to like reattach the gutter and like, it's like, oh dad hit himself with the hammer. Mm-hmm. So that Mike sings. It's.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, for when you do when someone comes selling reverse mortgages on the show, shady reverse mortgage. Mike comes in and opens a cash for gold store.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's not gonna last, right? Cash for gold stores.
I don't know.
Those are vape stores now, probably, right?
Like the watch store?
Like the watch store. The watch store would have been a cash for gold store, then is now a vape shop. Mm-hmm. And what's it going to be next? A fidget spinner store? No, that sounds like that came and went already, right? You were bragging about how good you are with a fidget spinner.
No.
Before the show.
I was not.
You said you have one, though.
I did get one as a gift, but I have not actually used it. I have it sitting on my coffee table.
You still have this fidget spinner in the box?
No, it was not in a box.
Well, it's not as collectible.
Do they usually come in a box?
Boy, you're out of luck
on the
collector's market. When these fidget spinners they're like Beanie Babies. They're going to be so sought after.
I used to collect Beanie Babies.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Which one was your favorite? The skunk?
I had I had a bunch of the bears.
Mm-hmm.
I had the green Irish
sure,
bear.
The one with the little hat on, right? Didn't he have a hat and a 4-leaf clover?
He had the 4-leaf clover. I had the Princess Diana themed one.
Mm-hmm.
I had a bunch of them.
Do you still have them?
No. I gave them away at a certain point when I got a little old.
Okay.
To have a big collection of them.
It's a little hard to still bring the Beanie Babies around the boxes. Do you remember?
They didn't come with me to my dorm, that's for sure.
No, you didn't. Do you remember this guy? I'm going to play the audio.
The sample, that's how few of these we have. SF8228. Here we go.
CBS. It would be on late nights.
We are going to do this now. I'm sorry for the confusion, but gang, I did not realize that this one has already been pulled. I'm going to let it air. I'm going to let it air tonight. You better buy it. SF8228. Here we go. We're going to give you Santa. We're going to give you peace. We're going to give you glory. We're going to give you Princess Erin, Valentino Curly, and Blackie and Cubby. And I found out that is why Blackie and Cubby are retired. Blackie and Cubby are retired, but we're going to go ahead and put them in this package, and we're going to let this run one more time. Santa and the 8 Bears, make sure you...
I had all but 2 of those.
Okay, you had... Because this guy would be on the Home Shopping Network at night. Mm-hmm. This guy who looks like a truck driver, and he's yelling about Beanie Babies all night long. Don West was his name, and he would be like plugging these Beanie Babies.
These are all rock bottom prices on this right here, $69.95. Now,
if anything, where they are wholesale, there's been,
they're
actually trading a couple of dollars more on the wholesale level than where they were, say,
Yeah. Oh, Beanie Babies. I wish they paid off.
Did you had a collection?
I had a few ready to go. I was ready to, let's just say I have a few of, I had a few of Blackie ready to go. Mm-hmm. The black bear.
I didn't have that one.
Well, I think we might be able to do some business.
I had curly.
After the show, you had curly. Oh, I didn't have curly. I think
I had peace.
You had peace.
I had a bunch of those.
It's, we ended up with Bitcoin, though, as the thing. What if it was, it could have been Beanie Babies, right?
As the
like,
black market internet.
It could have been a currency. Could have been Beanie Babies, where you would just, that's what people traded in, like, against the currency. Mike, who's good here? I want to open these. I want to talk to these people and then open the line so if people want to say anything to Rebecca, they can. Who's been on for a while too?
No, line 4 is really good though.
Line 4 is good. All right, line 4. Best show. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, to whom am I speaking?
My name is Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. How are you, Elizabeth?
Hey, Elizabeth.
I'm doing all right.
You're here with me and Rebecca Sugar.
Yes, hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
Where are you calling from, Elizabeth?
So I was just wondering if I could jump into some questions, or...
Sure. You can jump into some questions. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, that's
Rebecca
fine.
said no. I'm so sorry. No, she
I
said
didn't
yes.
say no.
She said that's fine.
Okay. Well, just some kind of, like, trivia questions that I've been wanting to know. So in Earthlings, there's that corrupted Jasper fusion. And I was wondering what its official gemstone name is.
Oh. I don't know if I should say. Well, I mean, I guess we've shown her.
She's gonna say it. She's so close to saying it, Elizabeth.
I feel like I need to. You know what? I'd want to double check the model to make sure that I'm not wrong. But I'll say something. I'll check it when we have a break, and then I'll tell you.
All right, I'm gonna just place my bet on it being Tiger's Eye. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Oh, it's a type of jasper. It's not Tiger's Eye. It's a specific type of jasper that has these very specific types of striations. I just need to I want to double check the name of it. But
it sounds like the Beanie Babies sound now. We got Tiger's Eye. We're sold. It's got different striations.
But I think that's a really good theory, though. I really like that, and you're very, I think, close.
Oh, okay. So can I ask you another question?
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering if anything really in particular, did anything inspire Skinny Jasper's design?
Oh, Skinny.
Yes.
I was really trying to sort of channel Dr. Seuss with Skinny. That's what I was sort of thinking at the time. Like some of the more gangly Dr. Seuss characters I really love. Yeah, that was that's what I was thinking about while I was drawing Skinny.
Oh yeah, okay. I think that about wraps up all the little questions I've been wanting to ask. So, thank you very much. And
who's your favorite character on the whole thing? Who's your favorite character, Elizabeth?
Jasper. She's the best gem.
Right. Thanks. Oh, I love Jasper.
Who's your favorite character that has like a van?
Oh,
Come on, you can say it.
Onion? Is he an option?
Oh,
Onion's van.
All right, that's fine.
Hold on,
Onion's van.
I just want to check. I'm looking this up really quick.
Stay on the line, Elizabeth. So, what, Elizabeth? What grade are you in, Elizabeth? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, I'm in college. So
you're in college, okay. Oh.
I'm a freshman.
And what are you in school for?
I'm just trying to get my associates in health sciences.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm interested in like nutrition and stuff like that.
Can you answer a question for me with nutrition then? If I'm eating like a sub, right?
Yeah.
Is it better to put more or less cheese on it from a nutritional standpoint?
Well, it depends. Do you need what cheese gives you? Like, are you lacking in that calcium? Because I think just one slice is,
No, I'm not. I'm not lacking in calcium.
Well, if you're not, like, going over a calorie deficit or anything, then I think you could put, like, 2 slices on, no problem.
So 2 slices. All right. And now Mike, who works on the show, right? He eats, we have snacks here, and he loads up on them. I'm trying to tell him it's not a good thing to do, to, like, pace yourself with the snacks.
So are you just chowing down on cheese cubes or slices from a package or?
Cheese cubes? What do you think? This is Comedy Bang Bang? No, we don't got cheese cubes here. We got we got Twizzlers out there. I found some Twizzlers.
Just like on the floor or?
On the street. I had to like shoo a couple animals away from it. There was like a raccoon eating them. And then, well, I didn't tell those guys that. Whoops.
Yeah, I have an answer for that.
Oh, here's your answer.
Oh,
I was trying to figure out how to phrase this because it's sort of specific. So we were basing it off of a specific type of zebra jasper. If you look it up, there's some that is a lot of it is black and white, but there's some that's tinged orange. I wouldn't necessarily say that that's her name because she would have to decide.
She's like a very mustardy color.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily what she would call herself yet, but if you look up this gem, you'll see where the inspiration came from. I hope that's a good answer.
All right. So what type of zebra jasper?
Zebra jasper.
Speaking of mustard, as a future nutritionist,
did you find?
How much mustard is too much mustard?
Oh.
Like how much mustard? If I eat mustard during a day, when should I cut? When should I cut myself off?
Like a fourth of a cup.
When you get sick
fourth
of it.
of a cup.
Mustard's all right.
I didn't even get out of bed for half a jar. Right?
Have you ever made your own mustard?
No, I haven't.
I learned to do this. When I was leaving New York, I was really sad I wouldn't get to go to McSorley's anymore. I used to go there, it's by Curious Pictures, and they had this really hot, powerful mustard. So I was like, I'm leaving. You gotta tell me how you make this. I asked the waiter, and they said that they mix their beer with mustard powder.
Okay.
I think almost an equal ratio. So I started making it myself, and I made a big batch of it to have with like cheese and crackers at this party, and Penn thought it was hummus and ate a bunch at once.
And then was suddenly like,
and he came and he told me, worried, like don't eat that hummus. There's something really wrong with it.
Just like because it's mustard.
It was mustard. I think it was quite good, but I think you need to be expecting mustard.
Because look, I'll say this, Elizabeth, and you can teach this to your other people. Mustard's not just a topping. It can be a meal. If things are a little tight, mustard can be a drink. You just water it down a little bit.
Just the fourth a cup.
Just the fourth cup. But you dilute it. Just dilute it.
Oh, yes. Elizabeth, do you draw?
A little bit. I just kind of picked it up again.
What kind of drawings do you do?
Fan art.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh my gosh. Do you
it's a fun little hobby I'm just getting back into.
Do you do it digitally? Do you do it on paper?
Just mostly paper sketches, and on a tablet I have, an iPad.
Oh, that's awesome. You should definitely keep drawing.
I think I will.
Have you ever drawn comics?
Not very recently. Maybe some embarrassing, high school kind of anime stuff, but
yeah, that's my favorite stuff. Embarrassing high school anime stuff is my favorite stuff.
Well, see? Have you ever drawn any condiments? Any mustard jars? Yes.
Comics?
What are your,
What would that be?
Don't steal that. Wait, don't steal that.
We copyright your mustard.
Mustard.
Like a Dagwood kind of
Mustard Boy.
Right?
Mayonnaise Man and Mustard Boy be the adventures.
They lay together on a bed of bread.
Well, they drive around in the bread.
They drive in the bread. It's more action-oriented that way.
It's a little more exciting. They drive around their Batmobile is a 12-inch sub roll.
Cute. Like Richard Scarry.
It is. It'll be like Richard Scarry, but more with like a kind of like a gummo kind of feel. Also,
I see.
It'll be like Richard Scarry crossed with Harmony Korine.
Oh,
well, that's a fun combination. No, well, Elizabeth, thank you for calling.
Thank you for taking my call.
Oh,
yeah, thank you, Elizabeth.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Rebecca.
Hi. So polite. Said thank you to me. Most of these people ain't got no time for me. I get these guests in here, and they come on, they go. They just like who's this bozo who's in my way talking to the person I want to talk to? And she was very polite. Best show, hi.
Tom, how are you tonight?
I'm good. To whom am I speaking? You're here with me and Rebecca Sugar. What's up?
How you guys doing? This is Tony out in Timmonsville, South Carolina.
Tony in Timmonsville. What's going on in Timmonsville tonight?
Not too much. Not too much. The weather is dry but seasonably nice. We love it down here. It's something we don't expect.
That's good. You enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, sounds nice.
I will. Listen, I'm calling for a reason.
I would hope so.
Of course.
Well,
this is my last night as a bachelor.
Oh, as a bachelor.
And I want questions.
You what?
I want questions. I want advice. I want direct questions, advice.
So your wedding is tomorrow?
No, it's not tomorrow.
Then how's it your last night?
When one moves in with another, sometimes that becomes the last night.
Oh, so this is your significant other is moving in with you tomorrow?
Indeed.
Oh, congratulations. It's exciting.
Thank you. And this is why I'm calling. I seek advice.
Okay. Well.
Do you like living alone? Is this going to be...
I've lived alone for all of my life, essentially. We're talking about 18 years.
All of your life. You were not raised with your family?
No, I had a wonderful family. I happened to have a child at the age of 27 that did not consummate in marriage, fortunately. Mm-hmm. And so now I'm confronted with the possibility of living with somebody for the first time in my life.
Well, look, what do you got? You got a house? Apartment?
An apartment. A very small apartment.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? It might be time. First, I'm going to say, take down the stop sign, take down the Christmas lights. That stuff's got to go.
What else has to go? These are my questions. What else has to go?
The frat house paddle's got to go.
Okay.
The poster of all the Pink Floyd albums painted on the naked ladies has to go.
Wait, but what if that's what they have in common? What is your significant other like? I think is a big part of
like
this.
stop signs.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for some sensitive and legitimate questions.
Oh, I'm not being legitimate here. I'm going to say this. Let me just say this, my friend. Just remember this. Rebecca's not here every week. Just remember.
Thankfully.
You want to. Thankfully, you said you're selling her out. Boy, you're a real handful. I want to talk to who's moving in with you.
No.
That's all I want to talk to.
No, because that makes your show completely irrelevant. If she's there every week, she helps you out so much.
Yeah, Gregory Hines didn't dance as much as you just danced. Out of that,
I did just dance. You're right.
Look,
you're right.
Tell me. I want to know.
All right. So ask your question. Here we go.
Oh boy. No, the question was, what's your significant other all about? That's what Rebecca was
Oh,
asking.
okay.
Yeah,
So,
what are they like?
so here it is. She is coming from Colombia, South America, from Medellin, and we met in an amazing way on Match.com. If you want to know the truth. And here we are, about a year after that, trying to forge a life together. And so here I am. I'm 40 years old. I have a 14-year-old daughter, and this is the first time that I've ever presented my life to another human being, and I'm calling to ask advice from a hostess with the mostest.
What? Well, first of all, Rebecca's a guest.
I'm the guestess with the masters.
Yeah.
See, this is an ironic and pointed slap at Tom as the quote unquote hostess. Of course, Rebecca, you have the most in these two.
Oh, I accidentally hung up on him.
Oh,
no! What happened? Mike, what happened to that line?
I'm sure it's going to go great. That's really exciting.
Yeah,
please
give
my best to her and to your daughter.
Yeah. Just tell me. I hope she needs to get. My recommendation for her is headphones. The amount of talking that guy did. Oh, you think he was? You think he was trying to like he was. Like he was. What do they call that, Mike? No, you don't know what you're talking.
It's going to be great. He's really excited.
He's excited, but you can't mythologize stuff too much, and you build up pressure and things. Just go do the thing. Just go do it. He's creating all of these things to get worried about with it. Like, I'm worried about this because it's this thing and it's a thing. It's like, or you could just be like, you love her, she shows up, and you just start. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
That's good.
You're so much nicer than I am. You're so much of a nicer person. Look, and I think I'm not bad. I meet some of these people. Some of these people are the worst people I've ever met in my life. And I'm nice compared to them. But you're like, tell me more about the thing. And meanwhile, I'm just like, oh, this guy with the move. I feel like I'm living with him now. Best show, hi.
Hi, Tom. Give me 1 second. I have to turn off the stream on the other window. I'm
Absolutely.
sorry.
No, don't worry. You're being conscientious, and I appreciate it. See, that sounded nice, right? You're being conscientious, and I appreciate it.
You're very nice.
Okay. Hi. I'm sorry.
Hi.
What's your name?
Hi. This is Aaron from Cleveland.
Hi,
Tom.
Aaron.
Hi, Rebecca.
How are you? Oh, it's good to talk to you. It's been a while.
Good to talk to you, too. I know, it has. I'm sorry I haven't called in.
Remember who sang It's Been a While, right? Who was that?
Oh.
Nickelback? It's been a while.
I don't know, but I know there's that, big cadence where they, say a foul word, and on the, local, chin rock stations and stuff, it was always just, this really big, rock where the guys sing with you know how people sing from the throat or chest. These guys all sing with their chin.
Is that a term?
They clench their jaw for emotional effect.
I've never heard chin rock. I like that as a genre to avoid. Yeah. So, Aaron, are you still working in the meat slicing industry?
Yeah, I'm still a journeyman union meat cutter. I'm a cheesemonger these days.
Oh, that's right. You were making the move into cheese from deli slicing.
Yeah, whatever I can do, I guess, to afford whatever lifestyle of buying records and living alone I can maintain. But it's a steady check and it has benefits, so I do that.
Good. That's all.
Yeah.
As long as if you're happy and you're thinking about just always making sure you keep an eye on the next thing, just knowing you don't want to suddenly feel like, oh, what did I do with all my time? As long as you know it, you always think about what's next. So think about what's next, but you take care of what's going on now too. You strike that balance.
Yeah,
See,
that's
right?
I've been walking that pretty hard for the last month. I think is just restlessness about where I'm at, with a job and having a hard time walking away from something stable, but knowing that it would be a struggle to try and do anything on an artistic or creative level outside of that.
What kind of thing would you like to do artistically, creatively?
Probably DJing and music production. My friends and I in Cleveland have been running a party it'll be 3 years this weekend. And we've been able to DJ kind of all around the East Coast and region, Midwest and Rust Belt and stuff. And
that's awesome. That's awesome.
And
doing it.
Two of my co-founders are just in Berlin and stuff to DJ over there. And
wow,
it's something that with a few years more of really putting screws to it could be something theoretically you could live off of with just a supplementary income, but I don't know. It would also mean either having to take a big risk and move to a large city and really invest full time in that, or living somewhere Cleveland, where you're just in this place that doesn't really get attention like the coast does, but it's cheap, so you stay there.
But there's nice things about that too, about being in cities that aren't just major cities. Look, I live in New Jersey. I know what it's like. I'm next to New York City, but I'm not in New York City. I like being in New Jersey. I like getting that. I like being adjacent to where the stuff is going on, but I also do like the things when they can kind of be a little quieter or clicked down too. So
definitely.
If Cleveland makes sense, if that's the right balance, and that's a big city, but
I don't know. It's okay. I'd like to invest more time into building an infrastructure here towards doing stuff either in kind of more organized leftist politics and DIY culture and autonomous community music space or a rave warehouse or something like that. But it's kind of difficult, and I think everyone's in the position that I'm in, so it's everything's really up in the air right now.
Wow.
But it'll shake out, I'm sure.
Big cities that are not super hot are kind of exciting too, because you can do weird stuff there. You can find. Do you think you could find little pockets where you could do stuff without it being the most expensive thing to pull off?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have to a small extent, at the kind of club that we do stuff at now. Mm-hmm. Being able to do things all night would be really nice, of course. Mm-hmm. I mean, they did it in Pittsburgh and stuff. There's that club that's in the men's bathhouse that goes all night every weekend, and it's an incredible regional attraction. It's an excellent place to go see the kind of music that we play and stuff. It's just it takes an investment and people who either have the capital to start it up or the space to start it up, wanting to take the risk on something that isn't the most mainstream thing ever.
Well, you definitely are in it to some degree, and you do what you can do. Life, it's hard striking the balance with all this stuff. Are you a fan of Steven Universe, Aaron?
You know, I feel really terrible. I think I'm the only trans woman under 30 who hasn't seen Steven Universe. So I apologize, Rebecca, but I know that your work actually means a lot to a lot of friends of mine. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you.
She's so mad right now.
I'm
you haven't seen it.
I'm sure.
Smoke coming out of her ears.
Thank you so much.
I'm actually maybe most familiar with Steven Universe just through seeing a lot of fandom stuff while scrolling absentmindedly on the internet. How do you feel about a lot of the fandom stuff and the kind of era of death of the author and interactive media and people kind of just the generalized how expansive fandom culture is nowadays?
Oh, I mean,
with your own intellectual property.
I have a lot of thoughts about it. I mean, I was such a fan of other things. I mean, I was part of fan communities when I was growing up. And I understand how that's its own entity. I remember being a huge fan of specific fan artists in a way that was very different than me being a fan of the thing itself. So and the way that something would connect me with other people, and the way that community would feel like it's its own thing. So it's interesting now to be making something, especially something the show is really personal to me. But then I also understand that the fan culture is its own thing, and I just really appreciate that because I remember what that was for me, and I know that it's a little separated. It's almost a little lonely because I can't be inside of that. I know,
right, yeah, you can't be a part of your own fandom because you'd be writing your own canon outside of the canon of what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm too inside. But I love it. I mean, I completely get it, and I'm so honored that people feel that way about something I made the way that I used to feel about something, other things that were real. Like the idea that the thing I'm making is the real thing it's been hard to get my head around. I feel like I have learned to understand it and to sort of accept that they're two different things and they're connected, like all people. It's with each other.
It's a thing. It's funny because, I found with this show, for whatever that is, it's like if you're in charge of the thing, you need to also how to be your own judge of what's working and where you need to go with it and what you need to do less of and do more of as you go forward with it. And you but the audience might have completely different answer to what that is. If you were to say, what should we do in the next season of Steven Universe? The audience might say one thing, but you have lived with it more than anybody could ever live. It's like when it comes to it, no fan could ever think about it as much as you've thought about it because you had to take it from nothing to something. And that's I'm not putting that fans. I'm just saying you need to be ahead of the audience ultimately to go where you feel the thing has to go.
Yeah, and I always want to be able to surprise and excite people. I mean, I feel a relationship with the audience. There's something that I believe about art in general. A long time ago, I read, as part of a class, I read some of this book called The Lover's Discourse by Roland Barthes that talked about it talked about a love relationship as being the image and the image repertoire, that you fall for the image you have of this person, and then the series of images that you associate with that person, that becomes the repertoire, the image repertoire of your relationship. And as a huge comic book fan, I was reading this thing that obviously wasn't supposed to be about comics, but I was just thinking, like, this is like this love that I feel for these strangers that make this art that I love. It feels so personal, and a lot of people I knew were like this too, where you'd meet these strangers and you'd be like, oh, you have this connection with them, and they don't know you because they don't have an image repertoire for you, but you have it for them. So I started thinking about all of it very differently. Like, I started thinking about comics as a relationship, and like if you're sitting across a table from someone, there are ways, and I don't know much about dating. I haven't done a lot of dating, but I feel like if you're sitting across the table with someone that you want to get to know, you want to tell them about yourself, but if you tell them what you think they're going to want to hear, they're going to know instantly that is boring. And if you also just talk about yourself and have no interest in whether or not they understand it, that's going to be boring too. The only thing you can do is sort of express yourself in a way that you hope someone would be interested in and try to connect with them. And I started to think about comics as that image repertoire, and like the work as a conversation that I would be having with the audience, where I'm saying like, oh, I really care about this. I really want you to care about this. I really hope that this is as interesting to you as it is to me. So that's always what I'm trying to do with the work. So it doesn't feel like separated from the audience. Like I really want it to be back and forth, which is tough when you're making something animated because you're making it a year. Everything is coming out a year after you make it. So I'm a lot of it I'm sort of trying to trust myself where it's like, if I were receiving this, like, how would I feel? Like, in a almost do unto others way.
Yeah.
How do I keep this interesting for me?
I'm sorry.
And us. Yeah.
I was going to say, would you be like more inclined to like challenge your audience to the point of almost like risking alienating them if it meant getting some kind of more cathartic understanding of your creation for yourself?
Oh my gosh. Well, it's a really good question.
I'm sorry.
No, it's a really good question. I mean, it's...
I'll answer this one. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I don't want to do that as a person, so I don't think that would ever be something that I would strive to do. Like, if I were at the point where I'm talking to someone and what I'm saying makes them like recoil from me in horror because it's sort of that self-absorbed, I would be like, no, I didn't mean it like that. Wait, no, forget that. Like, what, like, where do we have a common ground on this or something like that? I don't know. I try to treat it like, I guess, but I'm trying to think of how that relates to the work. I mean, there's something I want to say, and with the show, it always comes down to my relationship with my brother, because that's what the show is about. And the kind of sort of unconditional love that I've been lucky enough to experience from him and from the people in my life, and also the inspiration that I feel from my team. And so I think I'm always looking for new ways to express that. And if I were to express that in a way that did alienate someone, I think at that point I would be okay with that, because I would be like, well, this is a reflection of the people that I care about. And if somebody can't handle that, then I'm not trying to be like political or anything here. I'm just trying to tell the truth, and always in good faith. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, I definitely don't mean like just, being like not alienating in the sense of like just being blatantly offensive, but like pushing your own like artistic vision and exploration of your like themes for the show in a direction that like maybe the fandom kind of can't relate to on their own anymore. Like, not in a kind of like vacuum of like, so I guess solely on the merit of like artistic,
right?
Like,
I do think that happens too, because there is one thing that I just would never want to give up, which is that I love cartoony cartoons. Like, I love cartoons that go off model. Like, I like funny drawings, and I think there are people who would like the show to be a little more pretty and serious in a way that I would never. It does it sometimes, but I love like Fleischer cartoons. Like, I love like animation history. I like Russian cartoons. Like, I like Canadian cartoons. I like cartoons that are really funny looking. I do think that if I did go too far in that realm, I mean, I can't help it. I love that stuff. When I was doing comics, I would get a lot of flack for doing very wrinkly, people would describe them as very ugly drawings. And I'm very proud of those drawings, because I just love to think about the physicality of cartoon characters. It's something I love about like Looney Tunes. And just a lot of like really beautiful classic cartoons have this incredible physicality, like, and physical humor. I'm going off on a big tangent, but that is something where it's like, I always want to. That's the thing too, though. It's like if someone doesn't like that because they feel that they can't take it seriously, I'm always on a quest to be like, I want to make you love this.
Yeah. I
want you to get really psyched about how funny and real this body is, this face is.
Well, look, the one thing I took away from what you just said was that you trust your team.
That's very true.
And it must be, someday, I would like to experience that feeling of knowing that the people who are seemingly on your side, you don't have to worry about which one is going to get you. Because it's like a hornet's nest around here.
Well, how do you feel, Tom? Like, how's my direction?
How's your direction?
Yeah, when you work.
Oh, when you do a
show.
session?
Yeah, am I too hard on you?
No, you care. That's all. We'll do a session right now. Steven. That's the one thing. At some point, you're going to just have to. I'm going to request that you gather all the Stevens together
the stock library
and just have like a soundboard. What if I just had a soundboard in the booth and I'm just like, Steven. I'm like, Steven.
I want to put it in a piano so you
and
can play
like,
a melody.
Yeah. No, you care, and that's the one thing about the show. I'm going to say goodnight, Aaron, so I can open up a line.
Oh, thank you for the question.
Okay.
That was really...
Of course. Yeah, it was really nice. That was, a really thoughtful response. It was cool to talk about Barth on air and stuff, and even though, I come to the best show sometimes for things, I haven't been able to stop thinking about Andrew Dice Clay saying a belly full of milk for the better part of a month and a half now.
That scarred all of us.
Wait.
We're all...
Wait, what? I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
We can't even talk about it on air. It's so... It was
I
so
wish we
bleak,
could, Rebecca.
But...
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. I'm trying to keep it...
Thank you for the call. I'll talk to you.
Of course, it was great talking to you.
And also,
Bye-bye.
you know what you should do is probably watch one episode of the show.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I'm teasing.
All right. Have a good one.
Okay, you too. Bye.
Bye.
I'm joking. So, yeah, look, you care about the show. That comes through in the whole show. Like your kid, you're watching Flintstones. You're just like, nobody cared about making this thing.
Oh, there's some beautiful
there's
stuff going on the Flintstones.
No, I'm not the pure, not the. I'm talking about like when you watch a thing where it's like it could be like the Cocoa Pebbles commercial level Flintstones. Fred's gone, Mel Blanc's gone, and it just feels like this thing's only here because it's a property. Which is, but it's like it's clear every episode you are pouring your guts on the table for.
Oh, thanks. It's true. I don't know if it's healthy or wise, but
you can't not do it. It's not optional.
Yeah.
Right? Because when if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it.
Yeah, it's really. I try very hard always.
You couldn't just be like, okay, Steven goes, he gets a motorcycle. Like if you're just like in a room, you're like, all right, the Steven goes, and then one of the crystal germs goes and gets the thing with they get two motorcycles together, and then they ride it down the street.
We did have a thing. So they made a Mad Libs.
Okay.
And in one of the Mad Libs, they had a thing. The story was about how Garnet surfs, and I was like, I actually really like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we've been very close to turning the Mad Libs into an episode about Garnet.
But that's not like you're like, look, if there were episodes where you're just like, all right, they go and they go to an IMAX movie, or you're just putting like anything that's around, you're just like, they go in an escape room and they're trying to get out of the escape, like anything you're reading in like the...
Oh yeah, Zach said he did do one of those.
I did one. I was so bad at it.
Oh yeah?
Oh, so useless. I went in that, look, I know I came on the show and said I solved it by myself. And that was not true. I did not solve the escape room by myself with time to spare. No, I went in the thing and I'm in the room. And it's like one of these like, yeah, she ain't 40s kind of thing. It was just like this, like there was like a receptionist who was done up like 40s style, and she's like, man, look for the clues or whatever. Like, and then I'm like looking through these toy airplanes on the one table, and she's like, look at the numbers underneath them, and there's like coordinates written on it, and I'm like trying to figure it out. I spent like I'm staring at this thing for like 45 minutes of playing. And then finally, like, we didn't solve the thing. The group didn't solve it. And then I said to her at the end, it's like, well, what did the plane... She said, yeah, it didn't mean anything. So it's like, She let me stand there for 45 minutes staring at the bottom of these like toy airplanes that had.
Wait, but you were guided to that, right?
Yeah,
That's not your fault.
No, she burned me on it. But I was just.
It's hardly fair.
It did not play to my skill set at all. Like I was just like, what? And I got distracted because it was supposed to be taking place in the 40s, but then there was like a bookshelf and it had like a Susan Powter exercise book on it that they clearly bought books like at like from like Goodwill for like $10. They bought like a shelf. I was like,
you want full immersion.
I was like, yeah. I was like, you couldn't not have the early 90s exercise book on the shelf. Because some of the books had clues. Like, it was like, do the books have clues in them? It was like, well, this one is clearly from the future.
Well, was that
here
part of the point? Or no?
No, it was just
it didn't have like a button inside of it or something?
Somebody's little tight with their prop budget over at the escape room.
Uh-huh.
Mike, who's good here? Hi, Best Show.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to the Best Show. You're here with me and Rebecca Sugar.
Hi.
Woo. Hi, my name is Lana.
Hey, Lana.
I'm a college student. I'm studying animation.
Oh, that's great. Oh, what kind of animation?
Yeah, I'm a senior.
What kind of animation
2D.
do you 2D. Oh, that's great. What's your favorite stuff?
Yeah. My favorite stuff?
Yeah, what kind of animation do you like?
Yours?
Mine?
I don't know, like Iron Giant. I don't know, a lot. So many.
I see.
It's great stuff.
That gives me a
yeah, I actually I'm a student of Chris McDonald. I mean, I had one class with him. But
oh, that's so cool. Yeah, have you seen his comics?
Yes.
I still really like them. I used to really like them. I really like his comics.
Mm-hmm.
That's so great.
Yeah. It's really exciting.
Iron Giant.
I had,
You ever see, like,
I wanted to ask.
The old Family Dog shorts and
No.
stuff? Oh, my gosh. You should check it out. It's like old Brad Bird stuff.
Oh, wait. You know what? I think I saw one of them recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should find, when you say you're studying animation, do you want to be like an animator, or do you want to be a storyboard artist, a designer? What are you thinking?
I have yet to decide, because I love all of it. I really think I'm leaning towards storyboard, so.
You should check out, if you like Brad Bird, there's a packet, you can find it online, called Storyboarding the Simpsons Way, and there's also a set of notes. It's Brad Bird's notes on King of the Hill boards. If you look up those things, you can find them, and they're really helpful. He'll do sort of a before and after, where it's like, here's this shot, and then here's my notes on this shot, and like he'll just pull the horizon line down a little bit to give things more impact. He'll make sure everyone's feet are in frame. I learned a lot from these guides, so if you like him, you should check that stuff out.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I will. I wanted to ask if you had any like advice for like right after graduating. Like what did you do right after you graduated?
I'll field this one actually. For animation, one must ask themselves, what is a drawing? You have to look yourself in the mirror and say, what is a drawing? Are you ready to do that, Lana?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that's it.
Sounds good.
That's our advice for this. Now, what advice do you have, Rebecca?
Well, I didn't get a job right away. I think it's really critical that you have personal work going on, that you're just making stuff and really pushing yourself and testing yourself. I did a lot of internships that didn't necessarily go anywhere, but while I was doing that, I was keeping up my personal work. And when I eventually did get a job, it was because they had seen my comic books, and it was because they were aware of my student film. So original work, original films, that's the most helpful. I actually didn't have a reel, but that's really bad advice. You should have a reel. And also, I think doing what you're doing right now is really helpful. I think part of the reason that, even though it took me a little bit to get work, I was always trying to track down the people that I looked up to and ask them advice, and that's how I got my first job in comics, and that's eventually how I got my test for Adventure Time was, and I wasn't doing it in pursuit of a job. I was just like, this is a person I want to learn from. I want to get to know them and just find out, how they did this and what they think I should do. I got a lot of critiques, like at comic conventions. I would show my comics to people I looked up to and just be like, what do you think? Give me advice. And people would tell me, like, your lettering's bad, your inking is horrible. I mean, it was really devastating stuff. But if I hadn't heard that, I never would have gotten a chance to improve. I got some notes from, it was Eric Larson of Savage Dragon told me my perspective was just terrible. So I started studying perspective really, really hard. And so anytime you can open yourself up to those kind of critiques and take them and just use them as fuel to improve yourself, and then your work will speak for itself, and then you just sort of have to wait until you're in the right place at the right time, which you will be if you're always trying to find where that is. So best of luck, I think.
And now I will give more advice based on that.
Sure.
and please tell me, when you look at the mirror, do you scream at yourself?
No.
What's wrong with you over and over? You don't?
No.
Why not?
I've never done that.
Wait, that's not what mirrors are for? Hold on a second. What are they for then? If they're not to look at and scream at yourself, what's wrong with you? Okay.
What about when it's like, who is that? Who are you?
Who are you?
That's what,
those moments are weird.
Stop lying.
I have those.
You ever look at yourself
I
and
have
go,
those moments.
oh, shut up.
Everything kind of becomes like weird for a second, and you have to look away because you're like, oh gosh, that's me. It's really weird.
Yeah, I get it.
Do you ever sit? Do you ever talk to yourself?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah. I get really, if I'm alone, I get really weird. I don't like being alone, and I will talk to myself.
So you're not good at being alone?
No, I'm very bad at it. That's my student film is about that.
I'm good at being alone.
You're good at it?
I have another question.
I'm really good at it. Well, hold on one second, Lana. I'm really good at it, but sometimes I'll have a conversation with myself, and then eventually it gets to the point if it gets heated, I say something out loud where I'll just be like, oh, shut up. So if anybody was watching it, they just see somebody being completely quiet, just starting to shake their head no, and then just go, oh, shut up.
Is it because you're thinking something that you don't like the thought that you had?
Oh, I don't know. It's like going from point A to B to C to D. But just like at some point, it's like, this needs to be said out loud. And then it's like, wait a minute. No one else is here. So go ahead, Lana. You have another question?
Yeah. Rebecca, you said you had your dream cast, your dream voices. How did you go about, like, getting those people? Because I have, a list myself, and there's people who are semi-famous but not, like, crazy famous, but it's still hard to get a hold of them, So
I see. Well, we work with, there's a person who's directly involved in casting, and there's also my production staff that's in touch with that person. I'm back and forth with, my sort of casting person at the studio, so it's all done. I'll make notes, personalized letters, drawings to send to people, especially when there's someone that I, really have something specific that I want, some specific reason that I want them for this part. Like, I always want to tell them first and make sure that they're interested. So I'll usually prepare letters and drawings, and then I'll send that through all my contacts at the studio, who will reach out to their people, and so it's all going through very official channels. Except I don't know if that was. I think I actually contacted you directly, though, Tom.
Yes, you just sent me an email.
Yeah,
that's nice.
So I'll do that sometimes,
but,
if I can.
So Lana, who else other than me and AP Mike are on this list of dream people to do voices on your?
Well, have either of you heard of the McElroy Brothers podcast?
Oh yeah, I know them.
Yeah, I love those guys.
Oh, I know.
I only just started listening to them last spring, but they've just like taken over my daily life.
Right.
And it's really great to listen to podcasts while you're working. So
my brother and me.
I just love them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're great.
All right, wow.
My brother loves my brother, and or my brother
That's
loves
awesome.
Adventure Zone. Yes, I know them through him.
Well, thanks for the call. I'm going to open the lines up.
All right, thank you so much.
Now, what would you think? Just give me an opinion. You just as a voice, as a connoisseur of voices.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of this voice? If you heard this, hold on, let me get this right. And you're casting voices, and then you hear this voice.
I am Jason Gore, going to be in here with you for a couple of hours, and at 9 o'clock tonight, from 9 until midnight, 3 hours of some of the deepest classic rock you've ever heard on the radio. In fact, some of it you may have never heard on the radio. English Nick gives you the Vinyl Vineyard from 9 until midnight tonight. You can hear it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on our HD2 channel, and you can also go to 96rock.com right now and get a little taste of it, but we'll have that coming up at 9 o'clock.
It's a radio. It's a voice for the radio.
Yes, it's a voice for the radio. Sorry, Jason. Okay, well, now imagine this. Imagine you're casting a part, a mysterious stranger comes to Beach City. And then this is sent to you as a file for someone interested in reading for that part, interested in playing that part.
Jason Gore in with you until 6 a.m. So if there's anything I can do for you on this Saturday morning, 404-741-9696. We'll do some 38 special coming up. After this, we are back with Steppenwolf right here on 96 Rock.
This is for a mysterious stranger?
Yes. It's a little aggressive right?
I think that the upfront nature of this tone
Okay.
maybe the opposite of mysterious.
Well, how about this? How about this for a real villain shows up?
Michael, I'm going to kill you.
It's gleeful.
Mike took a little joyous about. That was a story he told about. He got in a shoving match with some kid or something.
Oh,
I don't even remember what it was. He had a very weird upbringing. It's like Todd Solondz. He told Todd Solondz about it once, and Todd was just like, I can't handle this anymore. Mm-hmm. He's like, this is creepy by my standards. I love you, Mike. Mike, apmike.bandcamp.com. Get those headshots. Gold embossed 2017 Podcast Hall of Fame limited edition. That pen will not. That pen has a finite amount of gold ink in it, and he's not anywhere near an Office Max or a Staples. So when that pen runs out, the odds are that's it. So when you're doing, how long does an episode take for you to do from the beginning of where the writing starts to when it actually is available for everybody to watch?
It takes about 9 months.
9 months.
Yeah.
And that's 9 months of just, it's like an assembly line. Like you have them all going at different places on the assembly line.
Everything is stacked. So while we're starting one, we're in the middle of 3 others for boards, while we're also, on top of that, we're recording a completely different one. We're doing music for a completely different one. We're animating 5 other different ones at that time. They're all staggered.
Mm-hmm. Now, you had said you wanted to come on tonight and tell us the final Steven Universe episode, what happens on it. So go ahead. The floor is yours.
I did not say that.
Of course you didn't say that. What if that would be like a Bugs Bunny move, and then you're just like, then you do it, right? He's the best, Bugs Bunny, right? Mm. Everybody knows that.
Yes.
Right?
I love Bugs.
He's my favorite. My hero. If I have a hero in this life, it's Bugs Bunny. What do you think about that, Mike?
Yeah, it's a good mentor.
A good mentor, yes. Because again, I've said it 100 times. He just wanted to be left alone. But no. He's a straight shooter. And when you cross him, look out. He's going to dismantle your brain. You're not going to know which way's up. You're going to think it's rabbit season or duck season. You're not going to know what's going on. And then like a goofball like Daffy Duck, he's so over. He's out of his league with Bugs Bunny.
What kind of version of Bugs is like your favorite Bugs? Is it like the Chuck Jones Bugs?
Yeah.
Like the Fritz Freeling Bugs?
It's when he goes and
Wrinkly
plays.
Clampett Bugs?
It's when he plays the Gas House Gorillas.
I believe that's a Fritz Freeling cartoon.
Because he's in the field. Look, admittedly, he shouldn't have decided to live in center field. That was on him.
Uh-huh.
It was a bad place for his little hutch to be. But he gets mad. I think that one and the one with the scientist where they fill his hole with water and his mattress floats up. And then they fish him off the thing. Because then I saw that one, I'm just like, it's like when it got super slow all of a sudden in it. When like the ether went and suddenly it's like, come back here, you rabbit. Suddenly it was like you never see anything. Everything was just like louder and louder and louder. And then suddenly something slowed down so much to where it's like, this is unsettling. Because it was also kind of scary.
I used to be very afraid of, you know when Bugs is with that vulture and he falls and then there's a skeleton over top of him. And the carrot he thinks the carrot is his own heart.
He's feeling.
And he's feeling his body. That had a very strong effect on me.
That's upsetting. Yeah. But he just, he pulled it together on that one.
Yeah.
Right? How about this voice? If you're casting. And then you hear.
Do you have puppy dogs?
What role would you give that voice on the show?
Oh.
Other than the talking garbage can that's conning people with reverse mortgage.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'll find a part for Mike.
No, I don't. Look, honestly, it's the last thing I want.
It doesn't seem like
Oh, no. No, I'm doing this in front of him. Because then he thinks I'm a good guy. It's like, yeah, Tom was going to the mat for me, trying to get me apart. I don't want him within 100 miles of the show. I'm serious. I'll be nauseous if you gave him a part.
I like the. I've drawn Mike before.
You've drawn Mike?
Yeah, I've drawn drawings of Mike.
But I want him to be like, yeah, Tom's a good guy who's really lobbying to get me the part. I don't want him anywhere near it. It's a mistake. You'll get him in that booth. You'll be there for 8 hours. You better get ready. You better order. You have a dinner menu book nearby because you're going to be in the booth. You think it goes long when you're doing a song with me because I go in and do a song on Steven Universe. Everybody's like, "Oh, your voice is so great." It takes them 4.5 hours to pull 15 seconds of me singing in half in tune.
Oh, Tom, can you describe Frank to me, the engineer?
Oh,
because we're on different coasts.
Yeah, this guy Frank, who's the engineer, who patches in, and Frank is always just like.
I love Frank. I just don't know what he looks. I don't know what he looks like.
He looks like I'm sure he looks like the engineer on the West Coast. Frank looks like kind of like Paul Giamatti a little bit.
Okay.
He's he's a nice looking guy, Frank. Mm-hmm. But, again, so we're crystal clear. I don't want him. I want him to think I'm a nice guy. I don't trust him. These are the things I need to do to make him think I'm on his side. Because he'll be at masses. He'll be like, yeah, I'm probably going to be on Steven Universe. He'll be bragging. And they'll be like, oh, Mr. Hollywood. Oh, look at Mr. Holly. Look at big shot talking the thing. You'll get him in that booth. He'll show up. He'll just be like, he'll come in with his own pages. You don't want it. Trust me. You don't. I've directed him multiple times. It's like trying to direct an animal. Like an untrained animal. Like, because I've like worked on shows, and they'll be like, oh, we need a deer for this scene. So they go, oh, we get the deer wrangler. Deer wrangler? You can't train a deer to do it. This is somebody who caught a deer. And they just bring him to the set. And like, oh, this deer likes to eat candy. Like, that's how I get the deer to walk over toward me. I hold out candy. It's like, oh, so you're killing this deer, feeding the deer Nutter Butters. And the deer keeps walking toward you.
That's your system with Mike.
That's what
Nutter
it's like.
Butters.
It's pizza, though.
Pizza.
It's pizza and plugging apmike.bandcamp.com.
I'll keep that in mind for our session.
That's his nut. For a session? No, you're not listening. Don't do it. Look, put him on throw him over to like, I don't know, like We Bear Bears or something. Like dump him, make him someone else's problem at Cartoon Network. Right? Hey, I got the best guy for you. He won't work with us, but maybe he'll work with you guys. Like, act like, or just say, oh, he did a huge thing with us. It's so great. This guy, AP Mike, wait till you get this guy in the booth. You hearing all this, Mike? Yeah. Dudio? Yeah. Oh, he's not happy. See, now he's going to be giving me the look. Oh, you could have pitched me for the thing. Jason, I played your clip of the thing. Maybe you shouldn't have played Steppenwolf. Maybe Rebecca doesn't like Steppenwolf. Or 38 Special.
Wait, was that first clip Dudio?
Yeah, oh, that's him.
You have a great voice for radio.
Yeah.
Wow.
But Steven Universe doesn't take place at a radio station.
Those days are behind me.
I am Jason Gore, going to be in here with you for a couple
I am Jason Gore, going to be with you.
From 9.
It's great.
Oh, no, he's great. He is great.
Jason Gore in with you until 6 a.m., so if there's anything...
Not nuts about the... little close to the mic, but... Yeah. But... Best show, hi.
Best show, hi. Best show, hi.
Well, if I do that now, I feel bad.
If I do that...
Hello? Wait, hang on a second.
Hey, you're on.
There's some feedback.
You're on.
Wait, am I actually
You're
talking
on,
to you right
you're
now?
on.
Hi.
Oh my god, this is like a dream come true.
Well, thank you. It's exciting. I'm here. I appreciate it. Your dream has come true. What do you want to ask me?
I have to say something. I am suffering from crippling depression. I am so sad. It has made me unable to walk. The only thing that can cure me is hearing you say, I turn myself into a pickle. I'm Pickle Greg. Please say that.
Not doing it. You might have to go see a professional about that crippling depression.
Oh my god, I can't believe you. Wait a minute, I just broke character. Okay, sorry.
What's going on? What do you want to say?
I just wanted to ask. Sorry, I'm so nervous right now.
Don't worry. Relax. You're with your friends.
Okay. So, like, I'm an artist too, kind of. Not very good one, but I am one.
I'm sure that's not true. That the part that you're not very good. I'm sure it is true that you're an artist, and I'm sure that's not true that you're not.
Yeah, I just need. Do you have like any of those? Okay, this is a question for Rebecca. Do you have any of those like artist feelings where you like think, oh man, do people like understand what I'm saying here, or are they going to totally misinterpret it? and thinks I'm saying something else.
Oh.
And then everybody goes around and is like saying, oh, it means this. And you're like, oh, no, it doesn't mean that.
Of course. I worry about that all the time.
Yeah. I'm good.
I think, it's sort of anytime I think anyone says anything, there's always the fear of being misunderstood, and we put an awful lot of work.
I was trying to goad you into talking about malachite. Sorry if that's a bit deceptive.
About malachite? Well, do you have an interpretation of malachite that you think was not my intent?
Maybe? Maybe not. All I know is that it's like really polarizing, and people have argued about it for so long. And like, I want to know, what is it?
It's a toxic relationship.
But like, in what way? Is it like drawn from something in your life? Is there like some sort of intent behind it? Is it like specifically something like that, or?
Well, yes, but I don't think I want to go too deep into it. It's definitely based on toxic experiences that I've had in the past.
Oh, sorry for bringing that up then, if that's the case.
Yeah, but I think it's meant to be a reflection of that, of a very toxic relationship.
Okay. I think I've calmed down a little bit now. So now I'm going to ask my non-panic question. What would Jasper's favorite flavor of ice cream be?
Jasper's favorite flavor of ice cream?
Jasper's favorite flavor of ice cream.
I mean, I feel like there would be many steps we'd have to go through to get to the point where she's eating ice cream for some reason, and then to where she would enjoy that. So I don't.
Oh, no, I don't think she'd ever eat ice cream. I mean, like, just in any situation where she would. Let's just say she gets transported to some fanfic universe, and her entire mind changes, and she suddenly wants to eat human ice cream. What would her favorite flavor be?
Jasper's favorite flavor. Man.
Just say vanilla.
I don't think it would be vanilla. That seems...
Rum raisin.
That seems easy. I don't know, maybe like, I feel like it would have to be something challenging.
Cookie Monster.
Something challenging?
Yeah, like...
Cookie Monster.
Yeah, like Cookie Monster or...
What, like Rocky Road with real rocks?
No, I think that would be uncomfortable to eat. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like raw cookie dough or something that would be impressive if you were able to eat and enjoy it. She wouldn't want to go the easy route. It would never be vanilla or strawberry chocolate or something easy. She would have to do something more difficult.
All right, I gotta get all these calls in before the show's over.
Oh, okay.
All right. Thank you for calling.
You're welcome. By the way, Becca, you go on 4chan?
What?
You go on 4chan, the Steven
Universe
channel?
I'm there all the time.
They want me to ask about that.
Oh, I love 4chan. You just catch me in...
Oh, my God, you do?
Oh, I'm there all the time.
Oh, no.
No, of course I'm not. My mom doesn't let me do that.
Oh, my mom doesn't either. But don't tell her.
Okay. Bye. Best Show, hi. Final
Hello.
calls. Hi. Welcome to the Best Show. You're here with me and Rebecca Sugar. To whom are we speaking?
I'm Julia from California.
Hi, Julia.
Hello. Can I ask some questions about animation?
Yes, of course.
I was wondering, how did you start animation? Like, at the very beginning, what did you do to get there? How did you start?
I mean, when I was really young, I was making flip books, and I was just doing whatever I could. And I went to a camp at the Children's Museum when I was very little, and that was my first chance to actually, shoot drawings. I didn't have access to anything like Flash or any programs at the time, so I was doodling on paper and just trying to learn how to make it move, and I was reading a lot of books. I read, Chuck Jones's books, Chuck and Muck, and Yeah, I would just try and pick up anything I could about how it was actually made, and then just draw and try and figure it out. And then it wasn't really until I got to college that I was able to really put whole films together. But I actually did stop motion animation when I was in middle school and high school. I made puppets, I made armatures, and covered them in clay and shot them with a handheld camera. That's how I did animation early on before I kind of had the material to do it with drawings. I had an old book, it was an Aardman book, about quote-unquote 3D animation, because at the time there wasn't other 3D animation, so anyway, I learned from that, and it was really helpful.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask something about the show real quick?
Yeah, real quick.
Okay. So, the way the gems are made of light, how does that work for, body and hair? Bismuth has a tattoo, and she obviously had changed that. So could, a gem hypothetically change their hair color?
Yeah. It would take an awful lot of effort. I think a gem's palette is always going to be sort of reflective of the gem that they are, and that can shift and alter, especially in different lights. And I suppose when you reform, if you're concentrating really powerfully on reinventing some aspect of yourself, then you could will that to change, as you could also will yourself to have a tattoo, as Bismuth did. So yes, that's a good question, and there is some flexibility there. It just takes a lot of hard work, just like with people.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Thank you.
Good night.
For that. Good night.
Bye. Is it ever hard to keep track of all the stuff with all that? Because I can't keep track of stuff in my own head with things. My head's like a sieve.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I like thinking about it.
Okay. So then know it's not.
But sometimes I'm already second guessing what I just said, because I guess a person can't really concentrate really hard and change the color of their hair. But I meant more like emotional growth.
Sure.
Or deciding to putting in the effort to decide to get a tattoo and what it would be. That kind of effort.
You ever see?
I'm amending my answer.
You ever see Dudio's tattoo?
No, I'd love to see Dudio's tattoo. Would I love to see Dudio's tattoo?
No, you wouldn't. Let me just ask you, how do you feel about 38 Special? The band 38 Special. How would you feel about a photorealistic tattoo of all the members of 38 Special?
Is that what it is?
I can't confirm or deny that. Hi, Best Show.
Hi.
Hi there.
To whom are we speaking?
Hello, you're speaking to Griffin.
Hi, Griffin.
To Griffin Flattery? Yeah, Griffin. Hi there, how are you doing? Oh, shit, sorry, sorry.
Ugh.
Oh, no.
You're out.
How would you feel about it?
Best Show, hi.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Who's this?
This is Maddie from Queens.
Hey, Maddie.
Is this Rebecca, Sugar, and Tom?
Yes.
It is.
Cool.
What's going on, Maddie?
I really don't know.
I'm right there with you. At least you're not alone.
I was going to say something. Okay, I'm sorry.
Don't worry.
I can't
you
remember.
Can find it. Just fine. Maddie, this is Maddie. Close your eyes.
So
there you go.
I just wanted to say that Steven Universe is a really great show.
Thank you.
And that there's a kid in my new school that wears a Steven Universe sweatshirt every single day.
Wow, that's so cool.
He even has curly hair.
Oh.
He has the curly hair and stuff. I don't know. It's cool. He's older than me, though.
That's cool. Tell him that I think that that's so cool, and I'm really grateful.
Okay.
And tell him that I said, "What's up, bro?"
What?
Ask if he wants to buy a shirt that he can wear.
No.
Oh, and do you remember Liam from like a couple hours ago?
Yes.
How could I forget?
Well, he basically reinvented the Pina Colada song.
That kind of was the Pina Colada song. A little
Yeah,
bit.
it sounded like the Pina Colada song to me.
So it's about picking your nose, though.
Yeah, but it's about picking your nose.
What if the Pina Colada song was about, like in the personal ad that the guy put in a thing, he put a thing, do you like picking your nose? No? You don't think that would be a good personal
He's
ad?
like, maybe he's like a weird dude looking for a lady.
Who also likes picking her nose.
Yes.
Look. Who people...
So like the lady he's currently with, you didn't know she liked picking her nose.
Yeah. The whole time, I didn't know it was you. You liked picking your nose also. It was my own loving lady. Is when he figures out that it's her.
Yeah.
All right, Maddie, I got a boogie here, and
okay, that's fine.
Did you have something else to say?
No, not really. I mean, I need advice, actually.
All right, what do you need advice about?
Starting middle school.
Oh man. What do you think you need advice about in regards to middle school?
I don't know. Just like what do you think?
Middle school is rough.
Yeah.
I had a rough time.
Mm-hmm. Everybody keeps telling me that, and they're supposed to be encouraging me, like, it's gonna be okay.
Well, you know what I liked about middle school? I had some really good teachers in middle school that showed me some really cool animated films in class that actually got me really excited and definitely set me on a path. I think middle school is like a great creative time. It's really exciting because you're like growing, you're changing a lot. Like I would say going into middle school, lean into all the changing, like get excited about whatever you're excited about. And then the second you're like excited about something different, just like get into that and like just go wherever your heart is taking you at any moment and like make a lot of stuff. And the other thing that's exciting is like, if you were like, I don't know if you draw, do you draw?
Yeah, I like to draw.
Yeah, draw a lot. And, you're in middle school, so it's like, it doesn't have to be anything yet. Like, you can let these all be years of experimenting because, like, you don't have to do, like, the perfect drawing, You're just trying stuff out. And treat everything like that.
You can keep going.
Oh,
sorry.
My advice to you in middle school is, look, it's really hard sometimes. And then sometimes it's fun. But just realize this. At some point in your life, you will be able to look back at that and say, it's done and I got through it. And you'll get through it. And you'll also realize things that might feel like the end of the world when you're in it are not the end of the world. They're not the end of the world. You'll get through it. It might not be easy, but you will get through it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sorry. I tried.
Also, don't let, like, when I was in middle school, like, people made fun of me all the time, and I would get sad. Don't worry about that stuff. People just like that. Like, I look back.
That hasn't really happened yet, I don't think so. I'm pretty clear of that.
Cool. Yeah. Just keep doing your thing. Don't let anybody faze you.
Yeah. Just be a nice person. Set an example. Set an example for other people. Right?
Okay.
All right. You're clearly less interested in my advice than Rebecca's, but that's fine. You have a great night.
Good luck. It's so nice to talk to you.
Bye. Good luck.
Bye.
Let's go. Okay. Sorry. my advice. I'm like, and then do the thing. She's like, yeah, okay. With you, she's like, keep going with the advice. You can say more. And then I say my thing. She's just kind of like, great. Sure. Yeah, will do. Mike!
Yeah.
Get in here, dummy. Don't call people dummy. Kids. Mean! Get on the... Oh, boy. Hey, headphones. Where are the headphones? Here, where's my microphone? Everybody got AP mic. .bandcamp.com.
What's going on, Gary?
Hold on. Say it again.
What's going on, Gary?
Oh, boy. I like it better the first way. Rebecca!
Yes?
I want to do voiceover!
Oh, no. Yeah.
How do I get in the biz? I can do anything.
I mean, keep doing what you're doing, Gary. You've got a lot of your own stuff going on.
I'm a crystal gem. Don't I, Mike? He's mean to me. He throws stuff at me.
Uh-huh.
And my advice, people gotta learn. AP Mike's headshots, they're worthless. Don't buy them. They're worthless. The garbage. Get this guy looking at you on your mantle. And you look at that and you're like, yeah, maybe I needed to rethink my financial strategy in life. $10. What can I do? I don't draw. I just do voiceover. Hey, it's me, Dudio. We got, real excited. We got Santana coming up. We got a rock block coming up. Santana. That was me, not Dudio. What do I do? Get me in the biz. I could be a gem. Steven, look out. Run. Let's get out of here.
I'll keep you in mind.
Oh, boy, that's the biggest brush off I ever heard. Keep me in mind.
That was a good one.
I'll keep you in mind. Oh, boy. That was cold.
Cold-blooded.
Brutal. Keep me in mind. Gary, what about this as a show? Gary Universe.
Oh my gosh, I'll completely reformat it to be about Gary the Squirrel.
Yeah. Make me the star of it. Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be your sidekick.
Yeah, man, sidekick. My new impression of you. Hey, Dudio. Yeah. What do you think about my new impression of Mike? I like it. Yeah, it's me, Mike. I don't like it. Yeah. Go ahead.
Nothing to say.
Nothing to say.
I'm waiting for your impressions to get close to me.
Get me on a cartoon. Get me in the booth. Hey, I'm in the booth. All right. I'll do 3 in a row. Look out. Look out. Look out. How's that? Yeah, good.
Maybe, hey, Gary, maybe you'd fit better on Curious George. I think you could fit in with that cast.
With Curious George?
Yeah.
He doesn't talk.
He doesn't.
No.
So you can interpret things for the people who don't understand what George is saying.
I'm just friends with that guy with the hat. The weird hat.
He makes those noises. Yeah, he's got the low and he's got the high.
You know what I'm thinking? You know they got Planet of the Apes?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're getting rid of humans? Right?
Mm-hmm.
What should be the next franchise? I figured it out. We could pitch this. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Planet of the Horses! Because these apes are riding horses.
Mm-hmm.
What about the horses fight back? And they turn on the apes.
I see.
Right? Planet of the Horses! You get it? Because they got rid of the humans.
Yeah.
And then, but these horses are like, yay, the humans aren't picking on you anymore. You guys sure have no problem riding us, kicking us. And the horses fight back. And the dramatic scene when there's the Empire State Building has a horse's face on it. No?
I like it.
Let's pitch it. Oh, you're gonna keep me in mind?
Keep her in mind.
That's me. Okay.
Is that me?
All right.
No, it's not you. I'm not gonna do you.
Gary won't do me.
I am a crystal gem, but I am a squirrel, and I'm pretty funny, and I think mine sucks. So watch the show, Gary Universe, created by Gary the Squirrel with Rebecca Sugar.
But that's the plot is Planet of the Horses.
Yeah. Planet of the Horse, but we call it Gary Universe.
Is that what we call it?
I don't even have to be here. You can just go back and forth with yourself.
I don't even have to be here.
Uh-huh.
Dude, what do you think? Perfect. Thanks. I think it's perfect.
Hi, it's me, Mike.
Hi, it's me, Doolio.
Boy, we're pretty sad, huh?
Yeah, we really are. We come here every Tuesday to eat pizza.
Mama, hey, Doolio, do you want my headshot?
Where's Billy? Wish Billy were here.
Yeah.
I like Billy.
Billy ain't here.
Uh-huh.
You know who else I wish wasn't here?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think?
I don't know.
Take a wild guess.
Take a wild guess.
Give me one guess.
Myself.
No, me.
Oh.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah. What the?
Get out.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go.
Gladly.
Put me in the show. What gem could I be?
What gem could you be?
Sandstone.
That's pretty good.
Right?
Sandstone.
Zinc. Make me zinc.
Maybe.
Oh. Message received. Oh boy, I'm out of here. Oh, there he goes. He's not happy with you.
Man, I finally
zinc.
I get to see him.
You don't want to make him zinc?
No.
All right.
I can't say anything about these types.
So, Rebecca, it's time to end the show.
Yes.
All these people, Mike, was anybody here who, give me one, I can't keep taking calls all night if people keep calling. I wish I could, but I can't. Rebecca flew in. She's tired. What's that? All right, you didn't screen these. No, I just wonder where you were instead of screening these. This is what I'm going to say. Rebecca.
Yes.
You're the best.
Oh, no.
I don't know how you do it. You've created an entire world on Steven Universe, and getting to be associated with it, getting to be a part of it, and having all these awesome people who find this show because of Steven Universe is crazy.
That blows my mind.
I love it. Right?
Yeah, friends of Tom that heard Greg first. It's incredible to me.
I did not think that path would be a path, but it's a path. Mm. And I'll take it, and I try to respect the show and the audience that you bring here with that, and being on the show is the best. So thank you for caring and taking a shot. No one else wants me.
I know that's not true.
The stock couldn't be lower.
I know that's not true.
You took a shot. You gave me a punching chance. Well, I'm still in the mix. You still haven't recast Greg yet. I'm like, there's no episode Greg's new voice box. That'll be when that script comes through and I see it says Greg's new voice box, then I'm just like, uh-oh, this is not going to be a good one. It'd be like, well, Steven, I need to get my voice box replaced. Can you drop me off at the hospital? And then that's the line. It's like, well, I should be out in like an hour. See you in an hour, Steven. And then you're like, yeah, okay, I was like, well, there's other Greg lines in this thing. I'm like, yeah, I think we're okay.
Oh no. That's
Greg's new voice box. Please don't send me a script that says Greg's new voice box. But please, I don't know of anything else to say. Please. I'm out of segues. You're tired. I'm tired. Comic-Con is this week. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
There'll be a Steven Universe panel. I'm hoping to attend. I'll be there.
You're on it.
I'll be there, of course. Look, if I don't act, it's the dance. It's the dance.
Mm-hmm.
But I truly, seriously have nothing going on. This is it. This is the home stretch right now. Please. Please don't. Please, I don't want to see an episode. Greg packs his suitcase. That'd be the worst episode, right? Greg's new luggage.
Greg's creepy luggage.
Yeah. Well, here's my new luggage. Oh, I can show you the creepy suitcase, by the way.
I would love to see it.
Oh, yeah. The John Hodgman makes fun of it. We should open a Best Show museum and put the Mike's creepy suitcase in it.